Guys, the day is finally here. The day is finally here. I can't tell you guys how many times, how many questions I've been asked on what's your Captain America settings? How do you play Captain America? How do you animation cancel? So in this very video right here, I will be explaining and showcasing everything that you guys been asking me. So this is a very, very, very important video. But anyways, let's get straight into it. If it is your first time here, make sure you do drop a like on the video and drop a sub if it was helpful to you. And yeah, so we're gonna first start with the settings because I feel like the settings is gonna be the most important. So anyways, if you guys go into your settings and if you guys go to Captain America, as you guys see, I do have my horizontal sensitivity on 300 and my vertical on 250. And for my advanced settings as well, if you want to go ahead and copy this. And then we're going to go ahead and scroll down to my aim assist window size. I have my aim assist window size on 15. And then my aim assist strength is on 100. And then my aim assist ease in, that is on 0. And for anybody that does want my crosshair, it's totally up to you. I'm just going to throw it in there since this is the crosshair that I use. It's just a dot. But if you want to go ahead and copy this as well, I'll scroll down so you guys can copy the crosshair. Pause if need be. Alright, now we're going to finally get into the hero. So, as you guys see, hold the raise shield, I have that turned off, and hold the dash to, I also have that turned off. And this is the new thing that they actually added for Captain America. Basically, what this does is basically your slam. So when you jump in the air and when you slam down, it's totally optional. I just haven't got the chance to get to it yet. But if you guys want to be in the melee and not use your slam, I would probably recommend changing this bind right here to something else, so you're able to melee in the air instead of using your slam. That's a big change right there. It's a pretty helpful change. Like I said, I'll recommend changing it. I just haven't got around to it, but yeah. Another very important thing is allies health bar. You want to make sure your allies health bar is on, because with Captain America you want to be able to see your teammates health. So just in case somebody gets weak, you can go over there, protect them with your shield, or most importantly, when you pop your ult is basically a support ult, so you can run to your teammates and give everybody shields that is weak. And the most important thing that I think everybody's here for is my controller binds. Yes, I am controller. So this is my controller binds for anybody that needs them. And yeah, that's it of my settings. So now since we got the settings out the way, I am now going to teach you guys how to animation cancel. And there's different variants on how to do it. We're going to just start with the one that you guys probably are here for. And that is going to be this one right here. Very simple to do, very simple to do. I'm gonna break it down and explain it the best I can. So with Captain America kit, as you guys know, your first two hits are melee attacks. So that's very, very, very important. So your first two hits are melee attacks. Then for your third hit, you then unlock projectiles. You get 5 seconds and you get 4 projectiles. You may be asking, oh, why is that so important? Because when you do the animation cancel, the first very important thing when you animation cancel, you always have to be running. You always have to be running. That's why I'll recommend always is have your sprinting. Never, once you start running, never click that button again. So you always have to be running. Secondly, is the way the animation cancel works is once you hit the target, that's when you click your melee button again. The reason why so many people mess up the animation cancel is because they spam the melee button and it cancels out the shield because it becomes a projectile. So I'm gonna show you guys what I mean by that, because you guys might be like, what is he talking about right now? So if I go here and I turn it to a projectile, if I just spam the punch button, you see? This time when you spam the punch button, it just doesn't work. It doesn't do damage, sometimes doesn't connect. So the correct way to do about it is make sure you're always sprinting like this, and you only click your melee button once you made contact with the target. You only click your melee button once you made contact. So it looks like this. Make contact, make contact. See? As soon as I make contact with him, I click the melee button and I'm always running. You always hold forward. You always hold forward. As soon as I make contact, you hit the melee button. Hit the melee button. And it's really that simple. It's literally that simple. But what makes it tricky is because you gotta remember, once you do your first two melee attacks, those are just melee, so you really can't mess the animation cancel up. Is when you get a projectile. So depending how far you are from your opponent is gonna be how much you gotta delay from doing your other melee attacks. So I'm gonna show you guys right now. So if I get two and I get my projectile, if I'm this far, I gotta wait. See? It's the same thing. It's all about mind games. So if I'm this far, wait till it hits. Soon it hits, you can click the melee button again. If I go far and I try to spam it, it's gonna cancel it out. You see, you're doing it too fast. So that's the most important thing. So depending on how far you are from your target, you have to allow your shield to hit the target because it is a projectile. Once it hits the target, then you're allowed to hit your melee button again, because what happens is the way the animation cancel works, when you hit the melee button, that's what cancels out the animation. You guys gonna get what I'm saying? So that's why it's important. Make sure your projectile, when you got your shield throw, make sure that hits the target, then click the button again, because if you do it too fast, like you saw, if you spam it, it will cancel out the animation and you won't do damage. You'll just be like what the fuck. So now, since we went over how the animation cancel and you guys have a better idea how to perform it, now we're going to show you guys how to cancel out your throw animation. So now we're going to show you guys how to do that. I'm going to go ahead and turn on no ability cooldowns just so I have my shield on so I can show you guys. So if I just throw my shield and punch, we're going to show you guys the normal speed. So that's the normal speed. But when you cancel the animation, you're allowed to punch way faster. Big difference. Very big difference. And you guys might be asking, oh, how do you do it? And it's so easy. Only thing you do is throw your shield and then you just double click your shield button to raise your shield. For me, it's my right stick. So I throw my shield and I double click my right stick, and that's basically it. That's how you animate, and that's how you cancel out your shield throw. It's so easy, and it's so good to do because you can do more damage. You're able to do more damage, and why wouldn't you want to do more damage? So that's the biggest thing that's wrong with a lot of the Captain Americas, is because they don't do this one simple thing. So this right here makes the difference between if you kill the person or if they survive. I have so many clips of me just doing this one technique, and it secures me so many kills. Now, since we learned all of that, we're going to go ahead and put all of it together. So now we'll be showcasing some of my favorite combos to do in Captain America. So we're going to first start with the ground smash into 3 hits. 1, 2, 3. Into shield throw, animation cancel that out to the 1 punch. Now I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in full speed. Now I'm going to be showcasing you guys my second favorite combo. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, shield throw, animation cancel, punch, dash. And this is what this one looks like in full speed. And my last and final combo that I like doing on Captain America is pretty simple. It's just going to be 7 melee attacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is what it looks like in full speed. So last but not least, we're going to finally go over what you should and shouldn't do on Captain America. With Captain America, he has a very unique playstyle, and there's multiple ways of playing them. But the way that I play Captain America personally is I like to harass the backline and stay in the backline long as possible. So to be able to do this, the things I would recommend learning is you have to know the map. The map is very important because if you're gonna stay in the back line, you have to know the map because you gotta know where all the mechas are at. Because you're gonna survive off of mechas. You wanna try your best not to go towards your teammate as much as possible. Because the longer you can stay in the back line and keep aggro, the easier that you're gonna make it on your other teammates to perform well. My job as Captain America is not so much allow myself to perform. I like to enable my team to do well, and if my team does well, it then helps me perform better. So knowing the maps and where all the mechas are at is very important. The next thing I would say that you guys want to learn is ability cooldowns and what characters you're going after. So for example, let's say you're going against a Loki. You know Loki is going to try to pop his green. So your job as Captain America is to bait out his cooldown. And if he uses his cooldown for himself, that's less resources that he has for his teammates. If I go against Invis only survivability is her jump, because when she jumps away, she turns invisible and she heals. So if I save my shield throw that has tracking on it, it can then track towards the Invis and I can clean her up. So it's very important to know what characters you're playing and what their kit is because depending on the character, you want to go about the entire fight differently. And last but not least, I will recommend always making sure that you're doing something. And what I mean by that is make sure your presence is felt. Because I've seen it time and time again. There's so many Captain Americas that has so many like dead points in the game. And what I mean by dead points is like they're not doing anything. You're not doing nothing, so the enemy team isn't focusing you. So you're basically putting your teammates, I'll say, in a 5v6. So you always gotta make sure you're doing something productive and bringing value to the team. Because if you're not, you're failing at your job and more so hurting your team than benefiting them. So if that means you stalling the point, yes, that's really good to stall the point, and you are getting value because the point's not moving.